Is it?
It is. Here we go. Hi, everybody. It's Mike Pingel here from Behind the Curtain and the Mike Pingel Show. We are, just give me a second. I'm going to share. Did you share it?
Well, you didn't. Where do I go?
Well, it's being shared. I'm sharing it right now. My goodness.
Am I tagged in it?
I don't know. Are you sure? Okay. I bet you are. Everyone, this is Sunnie from
Hi.
Life Group LA. We're going to be talking about her upcoming seminar in just a second. I'm trying to set my... Oh, there we are. I'm going to share it for me, so it's going to be on my page. I know. This technology stuff, really, it's my favorite thing in the world. It's my favorite thing in the world. And as soon as...
Good deal. I think I shared.
You did share it. You shared. I see you shared it. See, you're faster than me, and this is my show.
Wow.
This is my show. I don't even know what's going on. What? Okay, hold on. Everybody, I'm sharing to a page. The problem is I come up as Behind the Curtain, so I have to go in and then I have to do all this other stuff.
So much juggling in this world of technology.
So much stuff. 1 second, folks. 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. New Year's Eve.
Grab your lunch.
What did you do New Year's Eve, Sunnie?
New Year's Eve, Mike and I went to a local little new coffee place up in Fraser, and they were playing some live music and offering their new cold-pressed coffees and their southern cuisine. Cool. It was really cool. It was really cool. And then we went to a friend's house for a couple hours and played cards and came home, crashed. It was all very, very calm and just another day with friends. With friends. Yep.
And new coffee.
And new coffee.
Yeah, I just went to a friend's party, Bill LaBeouf. Thank you for a beautiful party. It was from 5 until 9, and I had just flown in from Chattanooga, Tennessee, so I was quite tired. So my arms. That is such an old joke. So then I came home and I rented a movie and I hung out on the couch and then I fell asleep. And then I was woken up by the fireworks in Los Angeles for ringing in the new year. And I was like, what's going on? And then I went next door to have some champagne, and then I went back to bed.
Very nice.
That's what I was doing.
That's good.
And then I got this really great, no, don't be scared, it's a toothbrush. It's a Star Wars toothbrush.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, very sweet.
So I just wanted to show that my sparkling use of force. And then I think if you put the button again, it does it for 2 minutes or something like that. Oh, God. I hope it doesn't do it for 2 minutes now.
Well, you're supposed to brush for 2 or 3 minutes at a time, right?
Yeah, it's 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Up and down, sideways. I have my my other...
Oh, my God. It sounds like a toilet flushing. That's exactly what you want to put in your mouth.
Well, sometimes my mouth is a toilet.
Okay,
That's
I'm not judging.
That's what Justin was saying over at Behind the Curtain. Today, so sorry, it's going to go on for 2 minutes. Today is Sunnie Rose from the Life Group LA. The Life Group LA has been around for almost over 12 years now. 12 years. Helping Los Angeles community with navigating through the HIV and AIDS status. Thank you, Darth Vader. The group goal is to help those who are infected and affected by the disease. Welcome. I want to welcome this wonderful angelic angel to my show.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the show.
Woo-hoo.
Sunnie's very nervous.
This live thing is not my comfort zone, and,
She's
this
afraid.
year is about new and different and stepping out of that comfort zone a little bit for the greater good. So.
And I have this new, round, beautiful light that's making it really angelic. So that's what, thank you, Cheryl Ladd. I used my money.
Nice.
She sent me some cash for Christmas.
That's nice.
I call it my Cheryl Ladd halo.
It does look like a halo.
Thank you. Let's get back to you.
It's not about me.
It's all about you.
No.
It's all about you.
It's about Life Group and the magic.
Talking about that, how did you begin your journey in the nonprofit world?
It was the early 90s, and I'd made a friend, Sherry Lynn, who worked for LA Shanti, which was LA's first AIDS service organization. And at the time, I was just working at my ranch, and she had a horse, and in rest and relaxation mode up at the ranch, and she would come up, and one day she asked me if I wanted to come do some volunteer work for them, that they needed some help, and I said yes, and drove down the mountain a couple times a week, and it wasn't the nonprofit that hooked me in, it was the work that hooked me in. So that's how I got involved in nonprofit work.
Putting together, doing it, being there, helping people.
Yeah, helping people, the magic of that.
So then how did a life group come about?
So after I volunteered for a short time, a couple of positions became available at Shanti, and I actually became staff there. And worked there for about 10 years, worked with some really dynamic people, learned a lot, and after about 10 years, things started changing at LA Shanti, and I was one of the last people to be let go when they closed their doors in 2000, March of 2005.
Wow.
And sitting at home on unemployment, wondering what I'm going to be doing with the rest of my life, because I had originally left law to do this work.
Wow.
I thought, what am I going to do? And I started getting calls, and one of my coworkers, Rick Parrish, we started both getting some calls from people asking us what we were going to do, because this program that we had been working on at LA Shanti, which was the Plus Weekend Seminars, was no longer available. And so we had a meeting with some key volunteers, and we asked a handful of our key presenters who were leaders in the field of HIV if they would continue to work with us, and they all said absolutely yes. We started Life Group to continue doing the work that hadn't been finished yet at Shanti, but because Shanti had to close, nobody had picked up the ball to carry it.
So then it picked it up and then turned into the Pause Life Weekend Seminars.
Well, yes, we changed the Plus Weekend Seminars to the Pause Life Weekend Seminars, and we did change the curriculum pretty significantly, because at Shanti the seminar was designed for people who were newly diagnosed and those who loved them. When we started Life Group, we were already like 22 years into the pandemic, and things were changing, and people were living long lives with HIV, and their needs weren't necessarily being addressed.
Okay.
So we changed the curriculum from things like death and dying, will planning, estate planning, understanding lab reports. In the very beginning, there were no medications.
I need to understand those myself already.
Yeah, right? And in the beginning, there were really no medications to be talking about. So it went from that to long-term survival skills, and the curriculum of the weekend actually now doesn't really have any boundaries with regard to whether you're newly diagnosed or you've been living with the disease a long time. Everything that we provide will benefit anyone who attends, whether they're infected or affected.
And so you say infected and affected. Who are the affected people that come?
Affected people can be negative partners. They can be moms, dads, brothers, sisters. They can be case managers. They can be caregivers. They can be medical providers. In this world, almost everybody's affected by HIV in some capacity. Even if you don't know anybody, it affects you and the decisions you make. When you're going to be engaging in activities that can be considered high risk.
What are those, Sunnie? What are those ones?
I'll leave that discussion for one of your other guests.
Oh, no! Oh, and they do. But now, you provide this, which is amazing, as a free seminar for everybody who attends.
Yes. We charge nothing for any of our programs. We don't want cost to be a barrier to accessing education, emotional support, and the community building that we're offering.
Okay. And you have keynote speakers every different one. Who do you have this time?
Who do we have this time? We have Dr. Eric Starr, who's the chief of HIV medicine at Harbor UCLA Hospital, and he's also professor of HIV medicine there. He's really an amazing man, and he's very thoughtful and very kind. He donates his time. He comes anytime I ask him, because he believes strongly in the work that we do, and he has seen people come through our seminar and become inspired and empowered, and take control of their health care, as well as turn around and become caregivers and inspiration for others. So, sometimes people will come really fearful and then evolve through the week and get what they need to become empowered about their own health care, and then now they're in a place where they can help others. So this
Beautiful.
ripple sort of effect is really dynamic to see.
Yeah. And who else? We have Gary.
Gary Bodie's the executive director at Being Alive LA, an organization that we partner with a lot. He's pretty brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He is also very kind, very generous, very approachable, really explains things in terms that most anybody can understand. At this particular weekend, he's going to be talking about the future of medical care and Social Security and Medicare and Medi-Cal, because the new administration has made some significant changes, and it will affect our community. And he's going to be talking to people that are already accessing those public benefits, and or those who in the future may need to, on how to maybe navigate that system.
And that's the system that everyone needs to start navigating, regardless of the HIV, AIDS, diabetes, cancer. I mean, they've been doing a lot of...
Yeah, and Gary's agency, Being Alive, is really... what we provide is this weekend seminar, and from there, we refer clients out to all the other agencies in town, but most specifically, we work closely with Being Alive because they've got great case managers and real good resources, and they've got ongoing support groups and social activities and stuff like that. But there are a number of agencies that we work closely with.
That's nice that you continue after the weekend seminars to help people to find other places to go.
It's a continuum of care. They can't just come get this big, it's not a data dump for sure, but this big, intense, loving weekend, and then on Monday have nothing else. So Being Alive is continuum of care, or services at APLA or AHF or Thrive Tribe, wherever, whatever they need, we kind of introduce them to that direction.
Focus on where they're going to go.
So they can have a continuum of care afterwards.
All right, so we also have Laura. Laura's coming.
Laura Figueroa is somebody who I used to work at Shanti with.
Nice.
She's love. She's just love.
Oh, we love that.
Yes, and she's an author and very spiritual and a motivational speaker, and she's going to come and talk about loving yourself, being prideful, being open to the new resources, and it's perfect timing with the new year and bringing in new things and changing things that you don't like. And she just has this really great way about her where you really want to do that,
Makes 2018 really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful. Okay, who else do we have? We have John coming.
John Sovak presents on a number of things.
Okay.
A disclosure, which is for some a very personal and for some very challenging thing to do. But he talks about the different levels of disclosure. It's not just about HIV. It can be about your sexuality. At what level do you disclose? And it's a presentation, but it's very interactive. So he guides this conversation, but it really is a community conversation. So there's lots and lots of interaction. In fact, all of the presentations are very interactive. We believe that the presenters are not the only ones providing all this great information. We believe that the participants have a lot to share. They all have their own experiences, and somebody may say something and someone else across the room goes, oh my God, that's exactly what I experienced. Let me help him. I know what I did, And so everybody is helping everybody. So that's pretty cool. And then Joseph Leahy is with Janssen Therapeutics. They've been a big supporter of ours since the very beginning. And he's going to be presenting, I believe, on HIV and mental health, which is a very interesting and intricate topic. And he also super approachable, very dynamic presenter and very interactive. So.
Then Sam
Page.
I saw him on the flyer. Like, what's Sam going to talk about? How to wear a shirt?
No.
Shirtless?
Oh, you know Sam from Saddle Up, right? But more than that,
Also gold
he is, right.
Oops, sorry. I don't know. I should tell everybody he works there too.
Tell everybody their business. He's actually a writer. He is a fitness coach. He is very well versed in diet nutrition, and what he talks about is whole wellness. His presentation talks about all the different categories and what makes you whole. Your emotional health, your financial health, your work health, your relationship health, your sexual health. And there's probably another 20 pieces of this little pie that together make you whole. You can't have all this great financial wealth and nothing else because there's no balance in your life.
Yep.
So he really talks about that and really helps people to focus and learn where their strengths are and the things that maybe they want to strengthen and work on to become whole. So, and again, very interactive and very approachable. So that's
and shirtless. He'll be shirtless the whole time.
He will not be shirtless. At the seminar, he's very appropriate.
So now this is going to happen next weekend.
It's the 20th and the 21st, which is a couple weekends.
And how do people get in contact with you to get on board, to get any information, where it's going to be? That kind of stuff?
We have online registration, super easy. It's thelifegroupla.org/register, or just go to lifegroupla.org, click on program. And there's an online registration form, just a few questions. Once I get that, I pick up the phone and I call you, and we do a little bit more.
She'll call you personally.
I do. I call everybody personally. I'll call to complete your registration, and then I'll email you a confirmation note that has all the details, times, what to expect. But certainly we can have a conversation when you call if you've got any apprehension at all or any questions. It is a 2-day seminar. What we didn't talk about with regards to presentations was we do art therapy.
What's art therapy?
Art therapy, it can be a number of different things.
Are we doing pottery?
We're not doing pottery, but we are going to probably be doing beadwork. Beadwork on
nice.
That's on Sunday morning. We also do yoga. We also do a concurrent 12-step meeting for people who are in the program.
Nice.
Throughout the weekend, we push buttons for people, and people get emotional. And if there's a trigger, we don't want them to have to leave to get the support they need. We provide that there during the weekend.
That's nice.
We also do music therapy. We're actually going to be having a sound bath to close our Saturday evening event. We're not doing meditation this time because we thought it was really important to get that. We do about 13 presentations throughout the weekend. We usually do a meditation, but this time I thought it was important for Gary to come talk about the healthcare system for the new year so people could be prepared.
Yeah.
But also during the weekend, we break out into emotional support groups. So twice on Saturday and twice on Sunday, we break out into small groups where people can go and share more intimately and not on such a big scale, things that may be going on for them. And so that's that. But register. If we do ask for a 2-day commitment, it really is better for you because some of the stuff we do on Saturday flows over to Sunday. And also, if you show up one day and not the next, and there's somebody who shows up on Sunday and really kind of connected to you and your story, it changes the dynamic for them. It changes the dynamic for the whole group. But we provide breakfast. We provide lunch, snacks and beverages all day, both days.
It's great.
We take care of you.
So that's at lifegroupla.org.
Yeah.
So you should do that right now. No, not right now. Right after the thing.
Yes.
I'll post all the stuff on under the videos here too, so you can get to Sunnie.
Yeah.
And that talking about Life Group, how did you come about the name? I mean, I've known you so long, I don't even know how you got the name.
Yeah, the Life Group LA. I really have to. That's such a good question. I know that Rick Parrish and I brainstormed pretty significantly on what we were going to call the seminar, the organization. And I know that when we were at Shanti, we had the Plus Weekend seminars, but we really wanted to, and we had done, I believe, a seminar that we called the Life Seminar that was specifically for what we, at the time, were calling long-term survivors, which were people who had been positive for more than 10 years. At the time, and now we've got people who've been positive 30 years, thank God. Thank God and thank the scientists.
Yeah.
and the pharmaceutical companies that came up with all the medications. But I just think that it was a brainstorming session between Rick and I and maybe a few other people, and it just sounded great because that's what we were doing. We were giving people life, and
that's a group.
So be it. We were a group.
And we're in LA?
Yeah, we're, pretty much 99% volunteer run. There's just one staff person, and we make it all happen all by dedicated volunteers who are all professionally trained and extensively trained. Actually, we have a facilitator training that's highly regarded throughout the community.
So, talking about that, what is the hardest thing to do to have a nonprofit for you? What's the hardest thing to create it and do it? And
the hardest thing to do is to raise money. It's to raise the money to make it happen.
Yeah.
Actually, I think, and one of the other hard things too is when you try to help somebody and you do help them, but maybe they're too far gone and we lose them. I mean, I'm talking about death and dying, that kind of stuff. That's always been difficult.
Yeah.
But raising the money needed to produce these weekends, to be able to buy all the food, to be able to provide it free of charge. Yeah. And to be able to pay for our agency's insurance and whatever else the agency needs. That's the hardest part. Considering I'm a people person and a person who likes to be of service, raising money wasn't my strength, and it's still not a super big strength of mine, but something that I had to learn to do.
Yeah. You do very well.
Thank you.
And upcoming, like every year we've done Drag Queen World Series.
Yeah, Drag Queen World Series is fun, wacky event. Tickets are only $15 to attend. It's a softball game. In the past, it's been the LA Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence versus the West Hollywood Cheerleaders. There may be a twist to that this year. So if you are a drag queen or if you'd like to try drag and you would like to play on a softball team that we are creating, hit me up at Sunnie, SUNNIE, at thelifegroupla.org, and we can talk and brainstorm about that.
Nice. So we don't have a date for that, but do we have a date
That's
for...
That's usually in May.
I think it's May.
Yeah, we do that in May.
And then, how about Saddle Up? Do we have a date for
Saddle Up
yet?
LA? Yep, that is July 14th, and that's our version of the AIDS bike ride or the AIDS walk, but we do it on horses. And that's July 14th, and that's in Burbank, and we've got about 100 horses available, and that's a lot of fun. So that's an evening ride, late afternoon evening ride, and then afterwards we go to the Pickwick Gardens across the street and have great gourmet country barbecue and line dancing. It's a beautiful banquet facility.
It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, silent auction. So
can people sign up for that already yet? Not yet?
They can join our newsletter, which is also at thelifegroupla.org. Our website is saddleupla.org. Last year's website is still up. This year's website is going to be a little bit different, but that's where you can log on and kind of see what it is that we do, because that's still up.
So sign up for the newsletter so you know exactly when those two things are happening, so you can come out and have fun or play ball or ride a horse. I don't know. There's so much stuff to do.
As a small nonprofit, we have to be creative with how we raise funds, and the other agencies have these great fundraisers, but we had to do something unique. You don't want to steal somebody's idea or somebody's event. So if you have any really great wacky ideas, because that's what we are, is fun and wacky and different, hit me up and let's make it happen.
Make it happen. How many people has the Life Group helped? Do you know?
Thousands. On average, I would say 350 to 450 a year go through the seminar. Times that by 12. So that's 12 years. Whatever.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of people, and I think that we serve more than those that we serve. I think every agency does, really. Whatever you share with a client or a consumer, they will share with somebody else. Mm-hmm. So this ripple effect. I know very personally that a number of people who have gone through our seminar have become so inspired and empowered that they have gone on to get jobs at other agencies and provide services. They've gone full circle. A number of people have gone back to school to become social workers or case managers or therapists. So I think that our seminar has definitely helped way more people than the physical beings that were in our presence, because they came, they got what they needed, and now they're giving it forward and they're paying it forward.
Wow. Now, talking about that, the Pause Life Weekend Seminar, you paid it forward into different places around America, like
yes.
Hawaii and I can't remember where else.
We were able to collaborate with a number of agencies outside of. We originally started Life Group to serve Greater Los Angeles, but found that there are a lot of other communities that don't have anything like this. Yeah. And so we have collaborated with a number of agencies outside of Greater Los Angeles and even out of state. So we collaborate with San Diego Gay and Lesbian Center and Possibilities in San Diego, and we've done a couple there. In fact, this year we're going to do a one-day seminar there in Spanish, the same format, but all Spanish-speaking presenters and volunteers. We collaborate with the Desert AIDS Project and Magic Properties LLC in Palm Springs. So we go to Palm Springs. We've collaborated with an organization in Santa Barbara. We've taken our seminar there. And we've gone to Las Vegas and Phoenix, Arizona, and Hawaii, Oahu, Hawaii. We worked with the Life Foundation there. And wow, that was like the icing on the cake. That was one, not only was it just beautiful, it's just the aloha is just, it's just amazing. It's so embracing. It was a magical space. It was a magical seminar. It was probably one of the most rewarding. The people were so grateful that we had come. And it was like, we're grateful to be here. So everybody was just so grateful. It was great.
So now, those places you've went, do they do their own Pause Life there, or kind of?
No, actually, I mean, part of the goal for us going out of state, our team is great. These organizations work with us to raise the money needed to get us there, transportation, and to house us. The program's already in place, so it's just get us a nice, safe place to stay and get us there, and we'll bring the program. What we really wanted to do was go and teach those organizations how to produce these and the dynamics and show them the curriculum, and then have them shadow us, and then when we leave, they can continue to provide that in their community. But the funding hasn't been significant enough. Bottom line, it just hasn't been enough for us to stay, a week extra with a team to be able to train them. So all the agencies that we've worked with so far have just opted to bring us in, let us do it, and then try to make it a regular thing every couple of years.
Yeah. So if you're out there in a different community, in different states, hit up Sunnie at the lifegroup.la.org, and if you want to bring them in, bring them in. They would love to. I don't know, go see the Big Apple, go to see Chicago, go see Dallas,
wherever we're needed, we are absolutely happy to go.
And what do you hope for Life Group for 2018?
Wow, I'd like financial stability. I'd like to not have to worry about having enough money to do the next seminar or the next seminar. We've got some really, really great donors and great family foundations who have really contributed quite a bit. We don't take federal funding because we don't like doing the names reporting through Case Watch, but we do have some city funding. The city of West Hollywood has been really, really generous and provided us some funding to serve West Hollywood residents, which is really great and very appreciated. I would like us to be able to go into other communities and share the model so that they can provide this in their community. Although I don't mind going places, I just feel like, you know, we need to get out there and teach people how to fish so that when we leave, they can still fish and eat, so to speak.
Exactly.
But I think, what else would I like for? I would like for a cure in 2018 so that we're not needed any longer, you know.
Exactly.
Something else that we had already been approached to do is provide our model for people who are living with cancer. So maybe this year we'll start some negotiations with some cancer institutes to produce a weekend seminar for people living with cancer, and give them a lot of the same tools, a lot of the same information. That's obviously not HIV specific, but so that they can make informed choices, because the model is moldable to other disease states. Exactly. Although my passion has always been my community and those affected by HIV.
Excellent. Now, tell everybody again where they can find you on Facebook. And
you can find me on Facebook. It's facebook.com, right?
Yep.
/ The Life Group LA. That's our Facebook page. We also have a group page where there's some interaction. Also, there's facebook.com / SaddleUpLA, and you'll see pictures there. And Drag Queen World Series also has a Facebook page. DragQueenWorldSeries.org also has its own page, as does SaddleUpLA.org. I know this is like way overload. But the main organization is thelifegroupla.org or lifegroupla.org.
So the Pause Life Seminar happens next weekend on the 20th and 21st. If you want to join, go to their website at lifegroupla.org and sign up, sign the little stuff. It was sent to Sunnie. She'll give you a personal phone call. Even if you don't want, maybe just want a phone call from Sunnie, just give her a call.
Call me, let's talk.
Also, you know, if you are a huge company and want to donate to Life Group LA, give her a call.
Thank you.
Do it right now. Thank you, everybody, for watching today. Thank you for watching the Mike Pingel Show. Happy New Year.
Very happy New Year.
And, of course, Behind the Curtain TV. Please continue to watch. Tell all your friends. Share it. Don't share it. Share it with your enemies. I don't care. Share it with everyone. Of course.
Share with those who you love, who you think would really benefit from attending this workshop.
Sharing is caring. Let's not forget that.
I was just talking about me.
Before we get off the show today, guys, I did want to go ahead and we had a special question that I really want to address here on the show.
And we'll see you next week. We have a new guest. I don't know. There's a couple of people floating, so I'll have a new guest next week. It's be a surprise. All right. Big kiss. Love. Thank you.
Peace.
Bye.